Have you been talking to me this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say 4. Okay, so as I said, what we're gonna try and do in class is, is answer why. Why are these, generally the pattern that we've looked at over the past couple of weeks is angry white males. Why is there so much pent up rage? And I'm gonna try and explain it a couple different ways. First thing I'm gonna try and do is explain what the economic situation is. If there's one group that has suffered economically over the past several years, it's the white male. Look at the unemployment rate of white males, male white unemployment rate, and look at the skyrocketing unemployment rate of white males. And of course, the overall unemployment rate went up, but the white male unemployment rate is the highest unemployment rate. And so what we're going to try and do is we'll figure out, well, why. Okay, so you can see it is the highest. Now let's look at this one. And this is unemployment rate of white males by education level. Oh, can we put the phone away like I already asked you? That's not away. That's just between. There you go. Okay, so white males with no diploma, over 12% unemployment. High school diploma, but that's it, over 9%. Some college, not quite 9%. Bachelor's degree, still though, you can see. Now, what this does not show you is, guess who makes up the population of these angry extremist white groups? Which of these groups do you think is the population of these angry male white extremist groups? Yeah, right there, right? And as the unemployment rate goes up, membership in these extremist groups goes up. And that is because what these groups do is they blame their misfortune on the other. I'll give you a similar situation. It's what the Germans did after World War I. What they said was, how come we lost? Oh, I know, them. They're the reason we lost World War I. For Germans, the them was Jews. Same thing here. How come I lost my job? Oh, I know, because they gave it to that black guy. Affirmative action. Nah. How come we lost our job? I know, the immigrants. They took their jobs. They took their jobs. They took their jobs. He gets it. Okay, I know. Hey, you look thinner. Any questions here? Let's keep going. So I'm going to continue with this idea that you can explain a lot if you understand economics. What we have here is the median household income. The higher it is, the better. And you'll notice that it's starting to creep down. And don't worry about this. This is something called nominal income. But again, what you're noticing is that we are making less today than we used to. This is economic hardship, and what happens is that people blame their economic hardship on the other. Whatever the other is, they'll blame it on the other. This is something called median household income in the 21st century, and you'll notice that there's that drop. Look at that drop. When it drops, people blame the other. Okay. What's highlighted here is when Obama was elected president. Right? Big idea: as frightened whites seek refuge, the one thing the world cannot take away is their skin color. Right? You can never take that away from me. I'm white. Now, I am not arguing that Trump is a racist. I am not. So if you are a Trump supporter, awesome. I will tell you, though, that the same population, this population overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Now, again, that doesn't mean if you voted for Trump, that means you're one of these people. Not saying that at all. But I am saying that this group overwhelmingly voted for Trump. He argued we need to take our country back. What those people argued was, what I think Trump meant by taking our country back was back from special interest groups and back from suffering and stuff like that. What these people thought he meant was back from non-white people. We need to take it back from the non-white people, is what, not what Trump means, what these people think he meant. Okay? So let's look at this kind of interesting political cartoon. When you hear people say, we want our country back, says the angry white guy, what does he mean? He probably means what the Confederate States stood for: segregation, black slavery, that sort of thing. Again, you don't have to, please don't think that this is me saying, yeah, Trump's a racist. I am not. I am saying that there's a segment of the population that supports him. Just like there's a segment of the population that believes that all men are bad, and so they voted for Hillary Clinton, right? I'm sure that there's a population that voted that way. Are there some people who voted against Hillary just because she was female? Yep. But I bet that's about the same number of people who voted for her because she's female, right? Works both ways. People say, I'm not voting for a woman, equal to I'm voting for her because she's a woman. Same thing, right? It's basing your vote on gender, right? There's nothing different there. Okay, last bit of information here. I don't know what you know about Charlottesville, 2017, the summer of 2017. This is the moment, right? Try and figure out what you're looking at here. This guy's getting taken out right now by the car, right? This car is going that way. Look what's in his way. He doesn't care. He is running over. I mean, imagine being so angry that you can get in your car and drive over people. And do you think he had a getaway plan? Nope. This is when you lose your mind. Haven't we all done, not at this level, but haven't we all done something pretty stupid? And then afterwards you think, what was I thinking? Like, why did I do that? That was dumb. Okay, I'm sure we've all done it. Right, so this guy that drove the car, he's a white supremacist. And what was going on, I think Peter talked about this actually, that a large group of these angry white males showed up in Charlottesville because of a statue of Robert E. Lee that was going to be taken down, and they didn't want it taken down. Robert E. Lee represents white supremacy, and back when the segregationist South, whites were in control, so they wanted to protect that. Trump denounced violence on both sides, that there were bad white supremacists, but he also criticized people on the other side for sort of showing up, itching for a fight. And some people praised Trump for doing that. Others said, yeah, but one side's wrong and the other side's right. So yeah, both sides, but no, not both sides. The white side was wrong. Again, I'm not here to say that Trump was right or wrong doing that. So the third bullet had to anti-fascists. In other words, to the people in this picture who aren't the white people, they would be the anti-fascists. It just sounded like he was siding with them. By the way, he has said, I wasn't siding with them. I was simply saying that both sides were to blame somewhat for what happened. Continuing, there's the statue in question. That's Robert E. Lee. There's the statue after a mob tore it down themselves. So the city did not even take it down. This group did it on their own. Now you might argue, well, they were just doing what Rosa would have done, right? Rosa Parks broke the law, but she said it was an unjust law. Were these people engaging in civil disobedience? Okay, you're shaking your head, no, and that's fine. Others would say, yeah, they were. That should never have been there. They took the law into their own hands. They were doing the right thing. And others will say, no, you were not. You were engaging in destruction of public property, and you were wrong. Okay. So it says here, anti-white nationalist mob brought the Confederate monument down on their own. They took matters into their own hands. The problem with doing this is if it's okay for you to do it, then it's okay for me to do it. I can then find a statue of Martin Luther King and tear it down. If you can tear down my guy, I can tear down your guy. Right? There goes the slippery slope. When does breaking the law, when is that a patriotic act? Rosa Parks. But when is breaking the law simply a criminal act? Right? Next time you skip class and you're caught, you can just tell Principal Donnelly, don't worry, Rosa Parks would have done this. And see what she has to say about that. See how that goes.
Try that.
By the way, don't do that. Oh, you tried that? Did I hear that? Next time.
Yeah.
Rosa. Make it a verb. Rosa. Okay. Another kind of cool political cartoon. I'll just read it one at a time. So in 1780, you've got this white guy. Papist immigrants are wreaking havoc on our economy with their whatever word that is. We must erect a wall of brass around the country for exclusion of the Catholics. This is true. In the 1780s, Catholics were the hated immigrant group. Right? How many of us are Catholic in here? You were the hated group back then. They called you papists. You were loyal to the Pope. Few centuries later, Chinese immigrants refuse to assimilate. If we let too many of them in, they'll undermine our economy, says the white guy. And in 1850, the Chinese Exclusion Act was passed, outlawing any Chinese immigration to the United States. 70 years later. Now, I've got nothing against Jews, but the Jews are coming in huge numbers. The economy can't take it. And this is true. Did you know that a boat filled with Jews that escaped Europe during World War II showed up in New York Harbor, was turned away, and they had to go back to Europe? That was bad. Okay? And then today, look at this angry white guy and his wife. We've got nothing against Mexicans, but they refuse to assimilate. They're ruining our economy. They took their jobs. We need a wall. Okay. Last bit, and then I'm done here. So these people, these nativists, they believe that America is a white nation and that it needs to stay a white nation. They believe that the state must rid itself of foreign elements in order to protect its rightful citizens, the real Americans. If you're not one of the real Americans, get out, says this group. We have a long and rich history. The Alien Acts, the Sedition Acts. The Alien Act authorized the getting rid of foreigners. Chinese Exclusion Act. There was a group called the Know Nothings. They were basically a white power party in the mid-1800s. There's something called McCarthyism. Anyone ever heard of McCarthyism? It was a big thing in the 1950s. The association of foreigners with communism. Red Scare, perfect. Yep, exactly. Okay. Any questions? Covered kind of a lot. There. Again, we're here till 1:30-ish, right? 2 months. So you're welcome to kind of relax and just hang out for a little while. Don't leave the room because there's testing. That's all. But yeah. Do you get it?
Yeah.
All right. You want to go first or second?
You go first.
I go first.
Yeah.
All right. 2.
Oh, it's up to 21, right?
Yeah, 21.